cheated, lied to, or tricked? She's tackling every opportunity to make something that went wrong right. Better Call Bankin is on your side.
The owner of now defunct Olympus Pools has asked the judge in his personal bankruptcy case to toss out millions in claims from creditors.
His attorney argues that James Staten was not personally responsible for the losses related to his company. Consumer investigator Shannon Bankin joining us now with what that could mean to those who paid for pools that were not finished.
James Staten filed his reorganization plan outlining his proposal to pay back creditors. Missing from that plan, though, are pool customers, the state of Florida, and lenders. A group of Olympus Pools customers who together claim they lost more than $1 million when the company failed to finish their pools hope to recover some money through the personal bankruptcy case of owner James Staten. But Staten's attorney, Joel Aresti, filed objections to those customer claims in court documents this week.
Mr. and Mrs. Staten take the position, which we believe is the correct legal position, that they are not personally liable for these damages.
In the objection, Aresti argues the claims are against Olympus, not Staten, and he lays some of the blame on consumers themselves, writing, consumers who paid more than a reasonable amount up front for construction contributed to their own damages. Also filed this week a reorganization plan outlining a proposal to pay back creditors for about 3 cents on the dollar.
We're not talking about a huge payday for creditors. We're talking about a bankruptcy case where there often isn't any recovery.
That's exactly what homeowners who paid tens of thousands of dollars for pools they didn't get fear. In addition to asking the judge to throw out consumer claims, Staten is also disputing the state's $1.4 million fine that would have to be paid if he ever wants to get a contractor's license again. A $1.6 million claim from a lender and another $1 million claim from a pool supply company. Bankruptcy attorney John Anthony is not involved in this case, but reviewed the filings for News Channel 8. Anthony tells me that while business debts aren't typically included in a personal bankruptcy, exceptions are made if creditors can prove fraud.
It is important to me that the state of Florida found there to be a problem and shut down the company at a certain point in time. Perhaps at an earlier point in time, the principals might have known that the company was unable to fulfill its contracts, and yet they still took deposits.
Meanwhile, Florida's Attorney General's office has sued Staten personally as well as Olympus Pools and is seeking restitution for customers. Customers I spoke with today are disheartened by these filings, and they question whether they'll ever see their money again.
But did any of these filings ever offer an explanation about why the pools were not finished?
Interestingly, it did offer an explanation. There's a history included that mentions COVID-related material shortages, which we've heard about before, issues with building departments and workers, and even my reporting claiming that when I encouraged consumers with unfinished pools to contact state regulators, they listened. And of course, we know the state investigated, and we know what happened after that.
Well, it's good they did call because it led to what we're seeing here. But
yes.
There's more to come on this, obviously, and I know you'll stay on it. Thank you. If you have a problem that needs solving, you better call Bankin. There's the phone number, 1-855-BANKIN, or you can reach her on Facebook at WFLA Shannon.